Hello, Assalamu alaikum. मैं हूं जवाद शाह. Welcome to JAH Talk Show. Your host Jawad Shah is with you. Today, Amir is not there, so the score is 1 for Jawad and 0 for Amir. I would not count all the previous scores that Amir had scored because I was not available. Today, Amir got stuck somewhere and he'll be joining us shortly. I hope that you all people would be very fine and following SOP. I am always positive that soon this pandemic would end from the world and we will be back into the normal life. Pakistan has seen a good announcement today. From tomorrow onwards, we are opening our businesses, and that is very kind. I hope that all the people seeing around from the world to us would be positive about their countries, that soon Corona will end. As we always bring new people, we always bring people of a great mind and a great learning experience. Today we have with us Coach Kamrul Hasan. He is from Bangladesh. The interesting part is that he has been in the corporate world for 20 years, but from 2017 he has shifted all his career for the youth development into two areas. The first one is entrepreneurial development, the entrepreneurial mindset development. This is interesting. It's not entrepreneurial skill development, it's an entrepreneurial mindset development. It is a complete shift of our behaviors. And number two, employable skill development for youth. Uh, Coach Kamrul Hasan recently arranged an international summit from Bangladesh, and they had 80 hours of speaking. Coach Kamrul Hasan is a young man, and he has inspired many people from Bangladesh. Please welcome with me Coach Kamrul Hasan to the show. Welcome, Coach Kamrul Hasan.
Thank you. Thank you so much for inviting me, and also it's my privilege and to be here with you and also able to share with you our experience. I'm looking forward. Thank you so much.
Thank you for your time. You're a young man and inspiring too. Tell us to start with, how did your international summit go? We were excited. We heard about it. We read about it.
Yeah, thank you. So, summit was, I think, to us, it was the first objective was actually to create an environment for a student where they can learn from the international dignitaries and professionals all over the world. Hello, Mr. Amir. Amir Yusuf.
I'm really very sorry to be
Sorry.
late. So I hope Jawad is already there. So
Yeah.
I have taken this opportunity. Most of the time, actually, the Jawad is not in the show. So this time he has been there.
Amir,
Thank
I
you,
have
sir.
one score and you're zero. That's all.
Okay.
What
Okay.
it means.
Thank you. Sorry to
So,
disturb you. Yeah.
yeah,
No
no
issues.
problem, Coach.
So,
So,
yeah, go ahead, please.
yeah. So, Amir, we just started. As you know, Coach Kamrul Hasan has been kind for
Yeah.
giving us a time. I just placed a question about his international summit. I heard that you were also part of it. It was a
Yeah.
successful. I have been reading about it. I have been hearing about it. Ayn has been very much excited. He was excited to join your summit, and so it was nice. Coach, what actually from 2017 you have been the Youth Development Council, you working for youth development. Tell us about this journey, this mission.
Sure. Thank you. So, for bringing this point, and particularly the word mission. So, earlier I was into the corporate as you are, both of you are in the corporate world. So, I was into the same shoes, and probably the same kind of feeling as well. So, then I realized actually one day, who am I? Who actually sent me and for what is the purpose of the sender? If sender has definitely he has a purpose, because without any having any object, unnecessarily our creator is almighty, the god, we Muslim we call Allah, and so he doesn't do anything without any without any object, definitely. So, and we people may not know his object and his objective and his purpose, but I was inquiring, what could be his purpose. So, but it's not possible to know, right? Because we are not into, we haven't been given to that power probably. But I was thinking, what could be my most possible purpose of my life? How can I do? How can I justify my potential into this earth and planet? And then one thing, long story short, I realized that's not, I don't want to become CEO. And if I become a CEO or MD of a bank or a big companies, it's not fulfilling to me. It's not my inner call. So I thought, it's not actually who do I become if I become a CEO. So what can I do for the larger community, larger population, the nation, and also the entire earth and planet. So then I shift
I think Kamrul has some internet issue at this moment.
Yes, Amir. So it is interesting, Amir. Coach Kamrul
Yeah,
Hasan
it
has
is.
worked for HSBC, Ericsson. I mean, you name it, big companies. He has
Yeah.
worked with companies, and coming out of it, I was discussing with him off the record. So I asked him, why youth development? Since
Hmm.
youth is not a good pay master, they won't have money. Uh, he had a very inspiring answer, Amir. He said, it is not a business, it's a mission. He said,
Yeah.
if I had to do a business, I was in a good place. I was in a corporate world. I have been had a
Yeah.
good money.
Hmm.
So why
Yeah, I
would
like him
I
very much.
bother?
Even in the for the Bangladesh, it was not easy task to you can say he has already been asked 80 speakers. It's not only for Bangladesh. He's asking for everyone. And on what basis? He is not charging any money for this summit conference. He's asking their own university student to please join and listen our speakers what they are telling to you. So this is a good mission. It's not easy task, and he is fantastic man. Yeah.
I was, it was inspiring. Asif Salim is listening to us. Asim, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakat. Thank you for joining us. He's our regular viewer,
Yeah.
by the way.
Yeah.
He has been
Yes.
very kind. So Amir, you yourself has been a very motivated person in encouraging people. I remember from a very good old golden days of 2012 and 2013, then we were together. You encouraged young people, you encouraged them to grow up, and we have seen many results out of it. How did
Yeah.
you got this mindset?
Okay, so as you remember, yesterday we are also talking about this motivation, how we are getting the motivation. So the people, you are watching them, for example, your senior people, your colleague, and like Kamrul Hasan people. So we are saying, okay, what they are doing in their life, how they are motivating to their youth. So we are learning the people who are around us. And I'm thinking, I think I'm lucky, and you are also, I'm pretty much sure share the same feeling. We are lucky we are
Yes.
working on some of the one company, and also we have the good senior, and now we have some good friends of not only from Pakistan, from the other country as well.
All over
They
the world,
have
yes.
that energy which is already giving to us that energy to motivate our youth and motivate ourselves as well. Yeah,
Yes, Coach,
Kamrul
thank
came back.
you. Yes, Kamrul Hassan, welcome back. So
Thank you.
I hope you would start from the place that we just broke. You
Oh, right.
were on your mission. You were about on your mission to youth development.
Correct. So when I've realized actually what is actually best way could be for me, uh, to utilize my life, because this is one time, one opportunity, one life. So how can I best utilize and to create impact and influence and contribute, not only for my life, but also the people of, I think, why not looking into the entire world, so on thinking
Yes,
perspective. So because
very good.
thinking has no limitation. If we only limit ourselves, then there is a limitation. So then I
Yes,
realized I should think about the whole, entire earth and planet, because the things we cannot think, it cannot come into the reality. Once the mind is, mind, whatever mind can conceive, it can come into the reality. So that's the whole objective and principle. Then I realized, okay, why not I'm thinking, because it takes the equal amount of energy, whether I think this or whether I think this.
Yeah.
From the mindset perspective, it takes the equal amount of energy.
Yeah.
So that's why actually I shifted my corporate career to this mission I am into, to develop our.
Great. It is great mission. When you were not here, I was talking about your mission. That it is inspiring. Uh, Today we are. It is collaboration. This mission cannot be achieved without collaboration. As you just set an example of collaborating with 80 international speakers, more than 100 international speakers. I'm sorry if I given a wrong number.
91,
Please
91,
correct. 91 international speakers. What is collaboration?
Collaboration is actually creating a synergy with other entities. Let me put it that way. Just creating a synergy. Then how can we create synergy, right? So and why? Synergy is actually utilizing and leveraging others' strength. So in generally 2 plus 2 becomes 4, but when we create synergy and collaboration, 2 plus 2 actually becomes 44 or even more.
Excellent. So you mean when we collaborate, it has a multiplying effect.
Absolutely.
So it was my next question. What are the benefits of collaboration? If it is a synergy, what are the benefits of collaboration?
Great question. Definitely, I think you all know that if you and me, both of us work, or you, myself, and Mr. Amir, if we work, so what if uh, you are winning and I am winning, Mr. Amir Yusuf is not winning?
It's not a
Will it
team
be?
winning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So great.
Same
So
here.
what if Mr. Amir and myself is winning? You are not winning.
Still not a team winning.
Still not the same,
It's
right?
not doing.
Correct. So that means, so there could be a scenario where you win, Mr. Amir win, and also I win. So three
That
of
will be excellent. Team win-win situation. Team wins.
right. So that is exactly the synergy. So where everyone wins, and I'm not only one, right? I'm not only three, but I'm actually having, three different dimensional of resources and energy. So that's as simple to me.
So, Kamrul, can I ask the one question before is going to be benefits? How you have done this one? For example, this idea for this e-summit. I'm just coming on the specific your summit conference. How this idea is came from is come from in your mind, or you have any other team members who think about that to do this summit conference? Number one. And number two, when this ideas came, how you have been done this 90 speakers together in one summit conference for Bangladesh?
I think definitely it's a teamwork. It's a teamwork. So we have got a team. So somebody has ideas, somebody hasn't. Somebody shares, somebody doesn't share. But when we start implementing, it's a team. Without having any other team members' effort, it could not have been this. And also without the speakers. So this is one. The second thing is how I didn't thought about initially, and I don't ever thought about how I'm going to do. Rather, I think why I want to do that, and then what I can do that. How, but in generally and ultimately, I leave it to actually to the God, to the Almighty, and you can say that that's what is God's job, because He runs the entire universe, not me. He runs you, he runs Mr. Syed Jawad, and he runs their 7 billion populations. He runs the 8 billions of creatures. He knows how, I don't. And nobody has the ability to know how. And even whatever food we're going to have tonight, Do you know how it's coming to your plate? How?
No.
Nobody knows. Nobody knows. So that's not our job. So I understood and I understand this principle and philosophy very well in terms of this is, the law of universe. That's how the universe is governed. So majority of us we're concerned about how we will be doing it, how we can have the rizik, how we can have our meals, how we can have our next day, how we can have our well-being. But that's not in our hand in either case. If we think we need to have insurance, life insurance, we need to have savings. If you think,
Yeah.
it will happen. And you are depending on that. If you don't think, you are not. As simple as that.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Great.
what is your
So,
next plan? For example, is a summit conference. After that, you have, I'm sure you have get some feedback, and it's marvelous feedback. I'm sure you are getting. So what is next step after this one? What is your plan on that?
So summit is not an island out of any blue moon. So summit is a connecting work because we are creating some field. Summit is kind of a bridge. So now we have crossed the bridge. We have the plenty of fertile land in front of us. So
wow.
the fertile land is actually the youth. Through the summit, we have only given the path and hope that the world is a possibility, and this kind of resource are coming. Why not our student coming from the core of village? They can be the similar kind of people. They can learn from them,
True.
and they can be,
True.
they can be reaching all over the world. So our only mission
True.
is to equip our youths. As I said, 70% of the population coming from youth. So we have to make them employable, particularly, and entrepreneurial mindset, because entrepreneurship is not actually encouraged, and also
Yeah.
institutionally it is also not given the kind of plethora of learnings and aptitude and anything when they come to the
Right.
university. Neither of them they go through the entrepreneur. So what I want is actually giving this entrepreneurial mindset with employable skills, with the right kind of values and ethical mindset. Ethics and integrity is one of them. The values and integrate. So I want to integrate into the whole system of the values and ethics as a very essential part for youth when they want to see as a career in either way, entrepreneur or employees, doesn't matter. But I want to give an example. Say a robber, uh, highly skilled,
Yeah.
highly, what he could do, imagine that. Very highly skilled and sophisticated in the technologies he has, machines he had, arms and ammunition he had. What could he do?
Robbery.
He could rob the bank, right?
Yeah.
Right. He could rob the bank versus somebody who is not that skilled. He went outside. What at best he could do? Pickpocket,
Yeah.
snatch only one person's money or cell phone, something like this, right? See, today we're focusing on skills. You see, both of them, they're skillful. But if they don't have the ethics and integrity and values, somebody, can damage very badly.
Mm.
So
So
it has
skill
to
is very
be.
That's
important. Yeah.
true. That's true. You just mentioned the entrepreneurial mindset. You did not say entrepreneurship. You did not say entrepreneurial skill. Would you like to shed a little light on the difference between the entrepreneurial skill and entrepreneurial mindset, and why it is important to have an entrepreneurial mindset?
Very good question. So you see, today in the organization, in a couple of words we see very often, right? Take the ownership, right? Own the work, right?
Yeah.
And you do the teamwork. How can somebody own the work? Because you are into the corporate, have been the same kind of environment. But you see the major lackings of owning the work. How can somebody own the work? So then I realized actually people are not actually owning the work. It's still the pocket mindset. Your team, my team, his team, my team. You have a goal, I have a goal. You have a goal, Amir has a goal, I have a goal, right? Organizations have separate goal, but the individual team has a separate objective and goal, and then nobody collaborate and cooperate. A majority of the cases. Then I thought, okay, if we have this mindset, entrepreneurial mindset, it doesn't matter you're going to create your own business, but matter is whenever you have the mindset you're working for the organization, you're enterprising. So you're enterprising, so you're owning the work, because that's your entrepreneurs, that's your enterprising attitudes. That I own the work, I take the work as it's my own business, and I contribute, because if I can contribute more, a part of it I gain, and my career improves. So that's why the mindset
Great.
works.
And then it change, the mindset would eventually becomes the behavior of someone, no? So on the skill part, he would have to force himself. When it becomes his behavior, he won't have to force himself. It is as equivalent to as you teach a man how to fish and he'll fish for life.
Correct. So that's the actually this is actually mindset is very important today. I mean,
Yes.
how to learn. I mean, as you said, fishing and how to fish. So learning how to
Yes.
learn is very important today,
Yeah.
because you don't know tomorrow what you need to learn.
Yeah. So
Coach Kamrul Hasan, Amir, if you allow me, Coach Kamrul Hasan, you have worked for multinational in the corporate sector, and these mostly the multinationals are multicultural also. Uh, how did someone copes with the multicultural approach, and how does it bridges the collaboration part?
Very good question. It has deep rooted meaning. So it has got everything to do actually with the mindset when it comes to the collaboration, because majority of the time in our subcontinent, particularly I'm telling specifically in our subcontinent, collaboration failing, and majority of the time it doesn't work. It's because of our narrow-minded mindset, our very tiny focusing, attitudes and mindset, versus in the open mindset. I say it, often. In this subcontinent, this is most visible than that of, if you see the others in Europeans and Western mindsets, because the kind of they're willing to help you to succeed, versus I am not willing to help you to succeed. You see, the attitude
yeah.
of ours, we want to pull down, and they want to help you to have the position to have, because we forget, if I help you to become successful, I am on the way becoming more successful, more faster than ever, more faster than ever. So the collaborative mindset is that how can I help you to successfully do your work, and then eventually I'm actually owning you to help me, but or I am getting more help. So this is completely my understanding and the mindset. So that's why majority of the time we do not collaborate with the teams, rather we compete, we fight, uh, only to look into the very small gain, short-term gain. Yeah, gain is possible through this short-term, but not long term. Once we have the, if I want you to win, you win, Mr. Amir win, and I win, so then win becomes larger, because if I win, if I'm part of $100 versus three of us together, $1,000, then I'm actually naturally more than $100
Yes.
part. So that's the mindset we are missing pieces because of closed mindset in a manner, specifically in this subcontinent.
So, absolutely right, Kamrul, which I have noticed. The one of the very good point, the mindset of the people is not you are doing your own business, But when you are doing the job, your mindset must be entrepreneurial, meaning you need to think about this is my business and I am responsible for all profitability and this all the things. But I have seen there is still big gap. The people who are working, they are trying to do the most of the people. I'm not saying all because we are also working. So is from 9 to 5 when they are coming at 9 and after 5 they say finish. Okay, so I have done my work. So now I have no responsibility to profitability or whatever it is. So this mindset, what you will suggest for the companies, for example, how they can improve this mindset of the employees so they can get the more productivity from them. Otherwise, it will not work.
Yeah. So it's always challenging to create a robust growth mindset, and there is no shortcut medicine. There is no shortcut dose, and there is no, you know, there is no training eventually on, creating a robust growth mindset. There is no, this is only creating the culture. The difference
Yeah.
between the training the resources is giving them skills, know-how, and I'm talking about creating a culture which allows them to own the job, lead the organizations, lead the teams towards the same goal which, the leader is thinking, talking, and behaving, believing, and creating a productive environment.
Yeah.
So that's the culture leader has to set. That's number one.
Yeah.
That comes from the top.
Yeah.
That's the top
It's
down
from the
approach.
top to bottom. Yeah,
Top
top
to
down.
Yeah.
bottom. So it has to come from the top. If it is not rewarded, now how do you implement? If it is not rewarded through your promotion, through your bonus, through your increment, if it is only rewarded only the performance, then it's dangerous. Majority of the time our organizations is actually rewarding based on the performance. You see, performance in terms of number, how much
Yeah.
production, how much sales. But majority of the time the other part, the value, how I'm creating the values, the cultures, this has been negated. Number one, that's
Neglected, yes.
neglected. So that is the danger. That's, it's not conducive towards the creating the culture that would allow people to create the congenial atmosphere into the surface so that others can play equal game, level playing field, right? So that's important. So it's not only the performance, rather the potentials of the employee you need to judge, and for the potential to be nourished, potential and top performance totally two different things. Somebody who is performing today, he might not have the potential to go further. He might not have the potential to become the CEO. You know it for sure, right? Somebody
Yeah.
who might be the executive but might have the spark and potential to become the global CEO. The organizations need to allow to his potential to come out through creating the culture and making sure the others get the same message. So that once the leader can do that, the mindset part and the culture would open, the this employee's mind would open. So it's a
Yeah.
series of actions you have to do it. So but unfortunately we award majority of the time focusing on the performance.
Very, very well said. Coach Kamrul Hasan, it is an excellent conversation that we have been. You have talked about the entrepreneurial mindset. You have talked about your mission and how it is inspiring. I'm sure many of our viewers would be inspired with your mission. Me and Amir are already inspired and your fans. Since we are very
Yeah.
near to our closing time, would you like to emphasize on few key important points that you want to mention?
uh, Key point on what? If you can tell me specifically also.
Any key point that you want to emphasize on the closing of the show?
Okay, so what I believe is today, uh, a lot of our focus is actually creating organizational leaders. All the training programs, all the development programs, if you think uh, and observe, it's focusing on the organizational leadership, and it is the adult. So the whole purpose of training and development is not coming to the same position after a month, after a years of training. You see, and it happens on the organization. Only 10% of all the training effort has been productive. 10 to 18%, if I say maximum, 10 to 18%. So you see, then I realized actually, rather than, it's very difficult to change. So we have to work from the mind, those who hasn't grown that far. So we need to create those who are coming to the organization. So then the effort would be less to create them as a productive and leader for the organization. So we need to shift our focus from the organizations. Also, the organization has the responsibility to develop the youths for tomorrow's business. Then eventually they'll be benefited if industry and academy collaborates. Eventually industry get benefit to tomorrow. So what I want to urge and invite everybody to focus into the youth and the educational development, to implement and give a part of their contribution towards the development of the youth mind, so that tomorrow they get benefit and ready-made and skill resources, ready, employable skills they need to have. So they cannot they don't need to train and after joining. Rather, if they get ready-made resources a bit, it is easier for the organization, and they ready. Once they're ready, they start performing. Step up. So that's my one message I want to appeal, because we are not thinking, majority of the time we're spending, it's okay, let us spend 70%. Can we shift and divert only 30% of the investment towards the development of the youth? The entire trajectory would be changed in 10 years in any nation.
Great message.
Great message. Coach Kamrul, Hasan, thank you very much for your time. Great thoughts, great input. I am sure that it will not only help the organizations but the youth, as your mission is to develop the youth. Amir, do you have anything, ending remarks?
Okay, no, thank you very much, Kamrul, again to be part of this show. And I'm really very impressed with you and your mission and how you are working very hard and your motivation. No one can compete at this moment, I can see. So please keep continue on that. If you need any help from our side, so we always available. And I'm sure when Jawad is also work something for Pakistan, so we will take your help, how we can organize something like that and how we can invest our time to the youth in our Pakistan as well. So thank you very much for be part of this show and share with your wisdom and your motivation with us.
It's my pleasure. Definitely, collaboration is actually today's most important weapon. And I was lucky. Actually, I did a program in IIM and 5 days program on collaboration. So actually,
that's great.
The meaning of collaboration. I'm happy and willing to collaborate with you and organizations, youths of Pakistan. You got good leadership as well, same as our country. We are having now the tremendous good leadership. So I think it's time to collaborate, not to compete.
Yes.
Very good message. Great message.
Very good message. Thank you, Coach Kamrul Hasan. As Amir said, consider us one of your team members, consider us your sepoys, consider us your soldiers to fight against the forces that hurdles the youth development. We are on the platform, on the panel of youth development. We are all for it. Global youth development, regardless of the boundaries. Consider us as your team member. Let us know whenever you need our support. Thank you very much for your time. All the viewers today, Coach Kamrul Hasan from Bangladesh has put in lots and lots of valuable input. I'm sure that you will benefit from it. Please keep us in your prayers. I hope and I suggest and I recommend and I request humbly, please do follow SOPs unless and until this pandemic ends. Until then, may Allah bless you. Allah Hafiz.
Thank you. Allah Hafiz.